Right out of the gate, this hearing feels different. Usually in child neglect cases, both parents are under heavy scrutiny, but listen closely here. The father's attorney is about to walk into court with something CPS rarely sees this early: proof. Stable housing, steady work, consistent visits, that changes everything. But the real question is, can one parent step up fast enough to undo the damage already done? And pay attention to the judge's tone here. When the court starts sounding relieved instead of suspicious, that's a massive signal.
The attorney, Laura Clifton. We have the mother, Ms. Toshibi, her attorney, Mr. Kosorik, Stacey Van Dyken, who's here for attorney Charlie Clapp as mother's GAL. We have father, Antonio Salazar, his attorney, Cynthia Rathburn, who is here for Kristen Newhouse, the child's attorney, Mary Golden, various agency workers, and we also have an assistant prosecuting attorney observing. I think I got everybody. All right, and we are here for an adjudication in this matter. Ms. Clifton.
Yes, sure. We are, Your Honor. We had a prelim that was authorized on March 11, 2025. Since that time, Mr. Salazar has been working diligently with the agency to rectify any concerns that were initially presented to CPS. And at this time, we are not moving forward on that petition. We would like to withdraw it.
Great. Ms. Golden?
I agree with that, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Rathburn?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding that Ms. Newhouse has been talking this through with Mr. Salazar, and they would definitely agree to having the petition withdrawn.
All right. Mr. Kozorik?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no objection to the withdrawal of the petition as to the father.
All right. Thank you. The court will accept the withdrawal of the petition. And Ms. Clifton, do you wish to be excused?
Yes, please.
All right. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we also, in this case, have a review hearing that was noticed out for May 13th, but it's my understanding that the parties wish to proceed with that review hearing today to eliminate the need to come back in less than a week. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is correct, Your Honor. And for the record, I've discussed that matter with Ms. Toshimi, and she has no objection to that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Golden?
Your Honor, I agree with that. And do you want me to...
You prepared to go on?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to call Michelle Magnuson.
Ms. Golden?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Magnuson, you are the foster care worker for this case, is that correct?
Correct.
And it looks like you have authored some report for today, a case service plan with the parent agency treatment plan of 4/25/2025. Is that correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, I'd have that marked as Exhibit 1 and move for its admission.
Any objection?
No
No,
objection.
Your Honor.
All right. It's admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Magnuson, GJ is currently residing in the same foster home that he's been in for several months, correct?
Correct.
And how's he doing there?
He is doing very well. He's growing as a 3-year-old. He's getting along with the caregiver's daughter. He's been going to early on. He recently had tubes put in his ears, so it's been improving his speech. He's a very smart little boy. He's starting to be potty trained. Just overall happy, healthy. He is going to be having a dental procedure coming up shortly due to some teeth that are rotten and cavities that need to be taken care of.
When is that going to occur? Do we know?
They are on the waiting list at the moment. When he was under the age of 3, they had to do it at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital through sedation, and that had almost a year waiting for him to get that done. But now he is 3. They can do it in a different way and administer medication in the office.
Okay, so he's developmentally on track, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and is he up to date on immunizations?
That I do not know.
Okay, but you'll check on that and report to everyone, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and he's had visits with Mr. Salazar, correct?
Correct.
And how often does he see him?
Twice a week for 1 hour each time.
Okay, and how do those visits go?
They go wonderfully. Well engagement, a lot of activities together for what you can do with a 3-year-old. Mr. Salazar is always bringing food, making sure that he's eating, and yeah, you can tell that there is a bond being created.
So what are you planning on visits moving forward with Mr. Salazar?
Moving forward is going to go from being supervised to unsupervised, or possibly supervising out in the community, say how things go. If If they go well, then we're going to start doing the unsupervised and then start doing overnights and weekends.
Okay, and so right now you said it's 1 hour twice a week. So what will it look at, say, in the next week?
Are you saying of increasing the hours?
Yes, yes. Are you planning on increasing the hours starting actually this week?
We have not planned on increasing the hours due to Ms. Toshimi having her visit right after Mr. Salazar. And also it is due to GJ's schedule that he has at the daycare, so that he is able to have their snack, have a nap, and then be ready to go. So that has not been talked about, increasing hours.
So you'll be working with Mr. Salazar on that in the next couple of weeks, correct? And
Correct.
the foster mom, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And as far as, I know there were a lot of questions about Mr. Salazar, like where he was living and all of that. Have you been out to his home? And can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I have done a home visit at where he is living. He's renting right now a full home. It is appropriate for GJ. He has his own bed there, which is already set up by Mr. Salazar. There's no one else living in the house besides Mr. Salazar's dog, Tilly.
Okay. And did you say he's leasing?
He is renting right now.
Okay. And what about employment? I know employment was another issue. Where is he working?
He is employed with 2 different positions. I did get their names and numbers to call to verify. One of the name of the company I forgot. I cannot recall the name of the company. But
in your report, it says he's working for John Hendricks, and it looks like Monday through Friday from 8 to 12. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Making $18 an hour.
Correct.
And then it looks like you said he's working for Charlie Morales 1 or 2 days a week.
Yes, at $250 per day.
Okay. And it sounds like there's also he has a home that he's renting in Texas.
That is correct.
So he's getting about $750 per month.
Correct.
So do you believe he has enough income to provide for him and GJ?
Yes.
Okay. Are there, I know you said something about him doing a psychological. Have you had any concerns with his emotional or mental health?
No.
Okay. What about communication? How's that been?
He's had a couple different numbers, but when he does get the new number, he does reach out and saying, "This is my new number." Just some of the communication is more or less of requesting documentation. However, Mr. Salazar has fulfilled the request from the agency on those documents.
Okay, and it looks like he reported that he smokes marijuana occasionally, and you did a drug screen on him, correct?
Correct.
And did you get the results of that?
I did, and it did come back positive for marijuana, which he told me that he had done on 4/20.
And did you talk to him about like a safety plan when GJ is finally returned to him?
We have not discussed the safety plan as of yet, just because the results came in just the other day, and I saw Mr. Salazar for a quick 2 minutes during his visit with GJ.
Okay, but you'll talk about that with him,
Of
correct?
course.
And then as far as domestic relationships, it sounds like he's not in a relationship right now, and there's been no concerns about domestic violence in the past. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Anything else about Mr. Salazar?
Nothing negative to report. He's been very engaging. He has been improving on his communication. He's just, the conversations have been going very well.
And it's not, I mean, all the questions we were concerned about, housing, employment, all of that, and he's given you all of that information now, and you've been correct?
Correct.
Okay. So what about the mother in this case, Ms. Toshimi? How's your communication been with her?
The communication I've had with Ms. Toshimi is mainly just confirming for visits. She's has not attended all visits. I'm trying to remember exactly on how many. There's a few where GJ was out on spring break with a caregiver, but she has probably attended a little more than half of her visits. The other communication, she does not really want to use any resources that we have from.
Okay, this is where the case takes a sharp turn. The mother missing evaluations, refusing services, and showing inconsistent behavior during visits. In family court, that's not just bad optics. It directly impacts custody decisions. And the courtroom is subtly revealing something important. The agency keeps giving opportunities, but the follow-through just isn't happening. Also, notice how the attorneys carefully bring up mental health without fully accusing her of being unfit. That balancing act matters because courts have to consider both child safety and parental rights. What do you think? Should missed treatment plans outweigh the emotional bond between a parent and child?
From that we've offered to her. She
Okay,
has
we'll go over that in a minute. And I just want to tell you, so in your report, you said she had 17 parenting time visits and she attended 11 of them, correct?
Correct.
And it sounds like 2 visits she just missed and 4 of them were missed because GJ was out of town on vacation with the foster parents. Is that correct?
There was 2 that was for the vacation and then 2 that he was ill.
Oh, okay. And as far as referrals, I know you had referred her to a psychological, I think on 3 separate occasions, and she missed all of those. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I think you also referred her to a parenting after trauma class, which she has refused to attend. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I know she is now not homeless. She's residing, I think, with her, is it her father and stepmother or?
I believe so.
Okay. Have you been out to the home?
I have not been out there.
And why is that?
She has not allowed me to go out there, stating that that is not where she's planning on living. It's only temporary, so it's unnecessary to have a home visit.
Okay. And I know early on in this case, she talked about she was planning on enrolling at GRCC. Do you know if she's going to school?
She told me she had enrolled into GRCC, was supposed to start yesterday. I'm like, sorry, yesterday on Monday. She did not attend, really did not give a reason why.
Okay. And as far as employment, do you know if she's working?
She's not currently working right now.
Okay. And so when she has visits, how often does she see GJ? Yeah. How often does she see him?
She sees him twice weekly for 1 hour at a time.
Okay. And I think you said those immediately follow the father's visits, correct?
Correct.
And has there been any concerns during the visits?
There has been some concerns. There's been a little, some lack of engagement. There has been a couple of times that of inappropriateness may have occurred, which she was talked to about. She was changing his pants because he had wet himself, and she was videotaping him not getting his genitals, but the camera was still on and it went down to his genitals. And I had spoken to her about that. And she's like, but that is my son. Well, what's the big deal? And I said, well, it's inappropriate and that is not allowed. There was another incident that had happened just the other day. She took him to the restroom. He came out of the restroom stall. Our case aide was there, and he was naked from the waist down. And she's like, well, we're not done yet. But if others come in, again, to have that appropriateness, for GJ's sake and for hers and for whoever may have walked in on them.
Do you think then, we should, as far as the visits, if she takes him into another room, that someone should accompany her?
We do.
Okay. And as far as when she's in the visits, is she engaged with GJ?
At times, a lot of times she is making videos of him. There's other times where she's sitting down on the couch, on her phone while he's playing with toys by himself. So there's not been a lot of engagement.
Okay. So what is there anything else about Ms. Tushimi before you give your recommendations?
I do know one reason why she's not currently working at this time is that she has some fines that she has to pay in regards to her license. I do not know if it is suspended or not. So that was the reason why she hadn't been working.
Have you talked to her about other transportation like the bus?
We do give her the bus. We give bus passes. We've also come and picked her up. Well, that's mainly for visits. We don't do that for the transfer for work. And it just doesn't seem to be that big of a deal to her, I guess.
A priority?
Correct.
Okay, so overall, how has she done on her treatment plan?
On any resources that we have offered her, she has refused them. She's just mainly doing things on her own, trying to follow up. Has been hard. Just lack of communication.
What are your recommendations today?
Well, you guys kind of threw me off today. I didn't know we were doing this. So I apologize. Bear with me a moment. I was waiting for next week.
No rush. It's okay. Understand. Miss Golden, maybe you could help her out.
Yeah, so I'm looking, thank you, Your Honor. I'm looking at it and it says you're recommending GJ remain a temporary court ward and the goal remain reunification, and that's with Mr. Salazar, correct?
That is correct, yes.
And that he remain in his current placement pending return to Mr. Salazar, correct?
Correct.
And that Ms. Tashwimi continue to work on barriers and on her treatment plan, correct?
Correct.
And that Mr. Salazar continue to participate with the agency?
That is correct.
Okay. And supervised or unsupervised visits? And is that for Ms. Tashwimi or is that just for Mr. Salazar?
That is by the agency's discretion.
For both?
It would be for both, but as for Ms. Tashwimi, it would be supervised, not unsupervised.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Kasorik.
Got to unmute first. Thank you, Your Honor. Real quickly, I know, Ms. Magnuson, you weren't prepared to do a review today, but you will encourage Ms. Tashwimi to engage in a case service plan, will you not?
Of course.
And you've been doing this on a regular basis?
Yes.
In reading of your updated service plan, you have lots and lots of details about parenting time between Ms. Tashwimi and GJ, correct?
Correct.
And by reading of all of those, there seems to be a pretty strong bond between Ms. Tashwimi and GJ, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
And for the most part, her interaction with GJ is appropriate, is it not?
For the most part, yes.
And when she is redirected and given advice about doing something inappropriately, for the most part, she actually listens to the redirection. Does she not?
That is correct.
Any reason why her parenting time with GJ is detailed as finely as it is in your updated service plan? And actually, it sounds like his father, Mr. Salazar, has a lot more leeway, and there's not really a whole bunch in there about their bond.
I am not the case aide that watches the visits, so it is what is reported by the case aides. Those are the notes in regards to that. A possibility is that we've been working with Ms. Tashwimi longer than Mr. Salazar. I do not have an answer on that.
All right. Needless to say, Ms. Tashwimi has some mental health challenges, does she not?
I believe so.
Have you met with her in person?
Yes.
How many times?
I see her at least once a month, if not more. Depending if I have to pick her up for her visiting time, we'll always chat in the car.
All right. And are your conversations appropriate for the most part?
Yes.
Wonderful. You'll keep working with her, will you not?
Yes.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Rathburn.
Well, thank you. Well, Ms. Magnuson, I know we're kind of catching you off guard with having this whole adjudication just kind of fall away. And so you're understanding the premise, though, is that Mr. Salazar is not a respondent, so he doesn't have to work a treatment plan, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and maybe I was just thinking about it as you were struggling through some questions, which we all get. Maybe it'd be best to set up an FTM next week with Mr. Salazar and the team, and that way you all can come up with a plan to start, doing this transition forward.
Yes.
It'd probably make more sense to have input from everybody at that time, so. Okay, great. So, and I'm just substituting for Miss Newhouse, but I think she would definitely want to be as helpful as she could be to help guide this forward and to answer any questions for Mr. Salazar. I think with him working, I don't know if he has a plan for daycare, and that might be something to help him get his feet on the ground ahead of time so that he's got good plans in place before this little guy comes back.
Yes.
All right, very good. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Golden, any follow-up?
Just real quick, Ms. Magnuson, do you think it'd be helpful if Mr. Salazar could provide some pictures of his place and the dog to the foster mom so that they can start talking to GJ about like where he's going to go and
Yes, I've already spoken to Mr. Salazar yesterday about that.
Okay, great. Thank you. I have no further questions.
All right, thank you. Mr. Kaczorek, any follow-up?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Rathburn, any follow-up?
No, thank you.
All right. Ms. Golden, any additional witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Kaczorek, any witnesses or evidence?
No witnesses, no evidence.
Ms. Rathburn, same question.
No witness or evidence. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Golden, statement.
Your Honor, I do agree with the recommendations. I would urge the agency, though, to keep mother's visit supervised, given some of the, I don't know if I say bizarre, but just some behaviors that are concerning. And I would urge the agency, yes, to have an FTM so we can sit down and talk about a transition plan for GJ to return to his father's care. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kaczorek.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would simply urge the agency to reach out to Ms. Twishimi on a more regular basis. And I think because of the challenges, mental health challenges that she has, I think that a little bit more efforts required under the case law and under the Americans with Disabilities Act. So I would really urge him to work with Ms. Twishimi a little bit more often. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Ms. Van Dyken.
I believe the statements of Mr. Kaczorek and support the same, Your Honor.
Great. Thank you. Ms. Rothburn.
I would support the recommendations, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. The court finds that the lawyer guardian ad litem has complied with the requirements of the statute, provided that the LGAL provides verification that she's done that within a reasonable amount of time. Again, we kind of did this review on the fly, so there's a couple pieces that need to be finalized here, and one of them is the visit with the child. That returning this child to a parent today would cause a substantial risk of harm to the child's life, physical health, and mental well-being. That's based on the need for a transition plan, and we're just not quite there yet, but we're close. That reasonable efforts have been made to preserve and reunify the family, make it possible for this child to safely return home, that those reasonable efforts for reunification continue, that in accordance with the statute, progress towards alleviating or mitigating the conditions that caused this child to be placed or remain in temporary foster care has not been made by Ms. Tashimi, that the child's continued placement is necessary and appropriate and is meeting the child's needs, that his needs can be met in a foster family home. The court orders that this child continue in the protective and temporary custody of the court, continue placement with the Department for Care and Supervision, that Ms. Tashimi comply with and benefit from the case service plan and sign any necessary releases, that Ms. Tashimi's parenting time is supervised until further order of the court, I will continue the attorneys in this matter. And Ms. Gibson, do we have a date for another review hearing?
Yes, one moment, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may, for clarification on the order, you said that he would continue as a ward in the care and custody at DHHS. Do we need to indicate in the order or Mr. Salazar?
I am not ready to do a dual order yet. I think the agency can place a child with a parent with 7 days notice, and if there's no objection or no request for hearing, it could happen. There's too many questions yet.
No, that's all right. I just wanted clarification on that.
Yep. No.
Okay, I have July 31st at 10 a.m.
Any conflicts with that date
That
or
works
time?
for me.
Okay, and we don't have Mr. Kosarik.
I'm looking. There's
Okay.
What time?
10 a.m.
Shouldn't take us over an hour. Should it?
No.
No.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm fine with that.
Do we need to schedule an hour, Your Honor, or is 30 minutes? Okay.
I'm good with 30 minutes, Your Honor, unless Mr.
Okay.
Kosarik isn't.
I'm fine.
Okay.
This moment is huge. Did you catch it? We just jumped from maybe reunification someday to active discussions about returning GJ to his father today. That's a dramatic shift in dependency court timing. Usually transitions are slow, cautious, and packed with delays. But the agency worker is basically saying the father checked every box the court asked for. Meanwhile, the mother's situation appears to be getting more unstable, not less. And honestly, the contrast between the parents' progress reports is becoming impossible to ignore. The emotional stakes here are intense because this is the exact point where temporary custody can start becoming a long-term reality.
Then that's what we'll plan on. If we need more, we need to know about it so that we can change it on the schedule.
Okay.
Okay. In the virtual courtroom, we have mother, Mr. Shimmy, her attorney, Mr. Kosarik, her guardian ad litem, Ms. Van Dyken, who's here for Charlie Clapp. We have father, Antonio Salazar, his attorney, Megan Hunter, who is here for Kristen Newhouse, the child's attorney, Mary Golden, various agency workers, as well as the foster parent. Ms. Golden.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to call Michelle Magnuson. Thank you. Ms. Magnuson, you're the foster care worker in this case, correct?
Correct.
And you've been working with this family for quite a while, correct?
Correct.
You authored a report for today, a case service plan of 7/9/2025 with a parent agency treatment plan. Is that correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, I'd ask it be marked as Exhibit 1 and move for its admission.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, it's admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Magnuson, let's start with Gabe. How is he doing in his current placement?
He is doing very well. He is updated with his medical and dental. Vaccinations are not updated yet because when he had his last well child, Mr. Shimmy had not signed over permission of giving vaccinations or not giving vaccinations. And Mr. Salazar had just recently entered the picture. So at his next appointment that he'll be updated on those immunizations.
Okay, and it sounds like he has several dental appointments yet. Is that correct?
Yes,
For fillings
yes,
and things like that?
that is correct.
Okay.
For the dental appointments, he's had his 2 front teeth removed due to decay. He just recently had an upcoming appointment. I want to say it was on the 28th. So just recently for a checkup for his teeth. He has 4 other teeth that will probably need to be removed or worked on. And I've reached out to Mr. Salazar and received permission in regards to that for him to sign off so GJ can get the work that is needed to be completed.
And so let's cut to the chase. In your report, the case service plan, you indicate you're requesting a dual order for today, correct,
Yes.
Mr. Salazar?
That is
Okay.
correct.
And are you asking also that GJ be returned today?
If it works out, trying to make a transition as smooth as possible for GJ to be returned
Okay.
to Mr. Salazar.
So let's talk about that. So let's go right into parenting time. Mr. Salazar has had several unsupervised parenting times with GJ. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. I think he's had a couple of days in a row, like a Saturday and Sunday for several weeks. Is that correct?
That is correct. And he had a full weekend this past weekend, so overnights.
Any concerns about the visits?
None.
Okay. And you've been out to Mr. Salazar's home,
Yes, I have.
and it's very appropriate.
Very appropriate.
I think he has a room, separate room for GJ, correct?
There is a bed in Mr. Salazar's bedroom for GJ.
Okay, but the house is appropriate.
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Salazar's income is appropriate?
Yes.
Okay. As far as going back to GJ, no health concerns over the last quarter, correct?
Correct.
And anything else about GJ before we talk about Miss Tushwemi?
Just with GJ, he's been your typical rambunctious boy, very smart child. While he's been at daycare, he's gotten a couple bumps and bruises from roughhousing a little too much, but it just nothing to be concerned about. And,
Okay. And
go ahead.
so let's talk about Miss Tushimi. So as far as her treatment plan, how would you rate her overall progress?
4.
Okay, I know she had psychologicals scheduled and missed all 3 of them, correct?
Correct.
It sounds like there's been some missed visits over the last quarter.
Yes. She has attended about half of her visits.
Okay, and where is she currently living?
She is living at her father's home.
Okay, and she's not employed, correct?
Correct.
And as far as any referrals on the treatment plan, she hasn't followed through with any of them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, and again, your recommendations today are to return GJ to his father?
Correct.
Okay. Any other recommendations?
Well, that threw me off just a little bit, but as the dual order, it is respectfully recommended, that we have a dual order for Mr. Salazar so we can return GJ back to him. It's respectfully recommended that Mr. Shimmy works with the agency to address all barriers listed in her parent agency treatment plan. And it's respectfully recommended that Ms. Twishimi's visits will be supervised, and it is respectfully recommended that the matter be reviewed in 90 days.
Okay, and as far as visits with Ms. Twishimi, were there any concerns over the last quarter?
Yes, there is. She has been late by over 20 minutes. She has confirmed and then not showed up and canceled at the last moment, which Mr. Salazar has been willingly to come early to come and get GJ. And this past visit that happened this past Monday, she had very odd behavior while we were watching it. And she had her sunglasses on for at least half the time. Lack of engagement with GJ. I offered to give her a drug screen, and she refused and said, "How about we do it on Wednesday?" There were suspicions that she was under the influence. So when Wednesday came, she was offered again the drug screen. She did take the drug screen, and we are waiting for the results on that. But she was also about 20 minutes late for her visit on this past Wednesday.
Okay, and we know that she was in Forest View for a few weeks, and we never did receive those records, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, today is a parency planning hearing. Would return, and I'm going to ask you separately for each parent, but would return of GJ to the father cause a substantial risk of harm?
No.
So his physical, mental well-being?
No.
I'm sorry? Okay.
No.
And would return of GJ to his mother at this time cause a substantial risk of harm to his physical health, mental well-being?
Yes.
Okay, but because you're looking at returning to Mr. Salzar, you're not recommending termination, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And did the foster parent follow the reasonable and prudent parenting standards and allow GJ to participate in age-appropriate activities?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Kosarik.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Magnuson, needless to say, the biggest barrier that Ms. Twashimi has is mental health.
Correct.
Once that may be addressed, I think the rest will fall in place.
Hopefully.
All right. Any immediate risk of harm to GJ if she continues to have supervised visits?
No.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Ms. Hunter.
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Golden, any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Kosarik, any witnesses?
No evidence, Your Honor.
Ms. Hunter, same
No,
question?
Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Statements, Ms. Golden.
Your Honor, I did have a chance to see GJ yesterday at daycare, talk to him for a while. He's such a cute little kid. I know he's done very well in the foster home. We talked a little bit about his visits with his dad, and we talked about his dog. And I think it's appropriate for him to go home to his father today. I know he's very bonded with his foster mom, but he has a great bond, I believe, with his father. I have witnessed some of the visits when they were supervised at the agency, and he was very appropriate with them. And so I would ask the court to allow him to go home to his father today. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Mr.
with a review
Kosarik.
in 90 days. Thank you.
Mr. Kosarik.
Thank you, Your Honor. And speaking with my client, she is in agreement with the recommendation of return to Mr. Salazar. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Van Dyken.
The recommendations are appropriate, Your Honor, and in the best interest of my client. I agree. I ask the court to adopt them.
Ms. Hunter.
Yes, I've spoken to Ms. Newhouse. She's in agreement with the recommendations and supports the return of GJ to his father today. So she would ask that, and we would ask that the court would adopt that today and place the child in the home of his father. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. The court finds that the lawyer guardian ad litem has complied with the requirements of the statute, that returning the child to a parent today, specifically the father, would not create a substantial risk of harm to his life, physical health, or mental well-being. That reasonable efforts have been made to preserve and reunify the family, make it possible for this child to return home. That in accordance with the statute.
And there it is, the turning point of the entire case. The judge officially says returning GJ to the father does not pose a substantial risk of harm. In family court language, that's basically the green light everyone's been building toward. What makes this moment powerful is that the father wasn't treated like a hero automatically. He had to prove stability step by step. And now, after months of foster placement, supervised visits, and court reviews, the system is finally saying, this child can go home. But notice one important thing, the case isn't over. The mother still has supervised visitation, and another review hearing is already scheduled. So the next chapter becomes, can this family heal from here? Or is this only the beginning of a much bigger custody battle?
Progress towards mitigating or alleviating the conditions that caused the child to be placed to remain in temporary foster care was not made by Ms. Toshimi. The court indicates that Mr. Salazar is not a respondent in this case. That the child's continued placement is no longer necessary or appropriate. That reasonable efforts have been made to finalize a court-approved permanency plan of return to a parent. That permanency planning goal is appropriate and in fact is going to be accomplished today. That the foster home has followed the reasonable and prudent parenting standard and the child has had regular opportunities to engage in age or developmentally appropriate activities. The court orders that this child be released to the father under the supervision of the department. That Ms. Toshimi can comply with and benefit from the case service plan, that her parenting time is supervised. I will continue the attorneys in this matter, and we will set a 60-day review hearing instead of a 90-day review hearing. And Ms. Gibson, can you provide a date for that?
Yes, one moment, please. We could do Tuesday, September 30th at 2 p.m.
Your Honor, I have MI hearings all afternoon.
No problem. How about Thursday, the September 25th at 2 p.m.?
That works for me.
That works here too.
And I will send the date to Miss Newhouse, and if it doesn't work for her, I will have her reach out.
All right, thank you. Is there anything further?